December 13, 2022. 50 years ago, the Apollo 17 completed their exploration of the lunar surface. Tonight, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn are visible after sundown. Photo caption December 13, 1972, astronaut Harrison H. Schmitt, lunar module pilot, works near the Lunar Roving Vehicle, LRV, during the third Apollo 17 extravehicular activity, EVA, at the Taurus Littrow site on the lunar surface. NASA photo. By Jeffrey L. Hunt. Chicago, Illinois, sunrise, 7:10 a.m. CST, sunset, 4:20 p.m. CST. Check local sources for sunrise and sunset times for your location. Today's sunset time is the earliest of the year. This continues through the 14th. Jupiter's Great Red Spot's transit times, when it is in the center of the planet in the southern hemisphere, 9:27 UT, 1923 UT, December 14, 5:19 UT. Convert the time to your time zone. In the US, subtract 5 hours for EST, 6 hours for CST, and so on. Use a telescope to see the spot. Times are from Sky and Telescope magazine. Photo caption December 13, 1972, the Apollo 17 Lunar Roving Vehicle, LRV, is photographed near a large lunar boulder during the third Apollo 17 extravehicular activity, EVA, at the Taurus Littrow landing site. This is the 50th anniversary of the last Apollo lunar mission, Apollo 17. December 13, 1972, Eugene Cernan and Harrison Schmitt, the moonwalkers, completed the third and final session of their lunar exploration. They set up experiments and collected nearly 140 pounds of lunar samples, while they traveled over 6 miles in the lunar rover. This exploration period lasted several minutes longer than 7 hours. Photo caption, astronaut Eugene A. Cernan, Apollo 17 commander, is photographed next to the deployed United States flag during lunar surface extravehicular activity, EVA, at the Taurus Littrow landing site. The astronauts discarded equipment that they no longer needed. They re-entered and pressurized the lunar module several minutes after midnight, EST, on the 14th. The sixth lunar mission to explore the surface ended. 12 humans walked on the moon and minimally explored its surface. Eugene Cernan was the last person to walk on the moon. From NASA's summary, for the mission, the total time spent outside the LM was 22 hours 3 minutes 57 seconds. The total distance traveled in the lunar rover vehicle was 19.3 nautical miles, 35.7 kilometers. Vehicle drive time was 4 hours 29 minutes, and the collected samples totaled 243.65 pounds, 110.52 kilograms. Official total in kilograms as determined by the Lunar Receiving Laboratory in Houston. The farthest point traveled from the LM was 25,029 feet. Good quality television transmissions were received during all 3 EVAs. Here is today's planet forecast. Morning sky. Chart caption, 2022, December 13th, the moon is near Leo before sunup. The bright gibbous moon, 76% illuminated, is over 50 degrees above the southwest horizon at 1 hour before sunup. The lunar orb is approaching Leo. The westward-facing lion is tilting toward the western horizon at this hour. We look at the lion in silhouette. The head is outlined by a backwards question mark or sickle. The haunches and tail are dotted by a triangle. The tail, Dinbola, as at the eastern edge of the bright stars. Chart caption, 2022, December 13th, Mars is low in the west-northwest before sunrise. Mars is quickly slipping from the morning sky at 1 hour before sunrise. This morning it is over 6 degrees above the west-northwest horizon, 9.2 degrees to the lower right of Elnath, also known as Beta Tauri, Taurus Northern Horn. Evening sky. Chart caption, 2022, December 13th, Venus and Mercury are in the southwest during bright evening twilight. Venus and Mercury continue to challenge our sky watching skills, low in the southwest after sunset. At 20 minutes after sundown, the southwest sky is bright, requiring a binocular to see the inner planets. Brilliant Venus is less than 5 degrees above the horizon and about 1 binocular field of view to the right of the southwest direction. Find a spot with a clear, unobstructed horizon in that direction. Mercury is 5.6 degrees to the upper left of Venus. Both are still in the same field of view, making Mercury reasonably easy to identify. Venus sets 50 minutes after sundown, so there is a small window to look for the planet pair later during twilight. Chart caption, 2022, December 13th, Jupiter and Saturn are in the southern sky during the early evening. An hour after sundown, the 3 bright outer planets are easy to locate. Starting eastward, Mars is nearly 20 degrees up in the east-northeast. It is bright, but dimmer than Jupiter. Mars is retrograding, appearing to move westward compared to the distant star field. This illusion is from our faster moving planet moving between the Sun and Mars. The line of sight, that normally moves eastward compared to the stars, shifts westward as Earth approaches, passes, and recedes from Mars. The planet appears in front of Taurus, 9.4 degrees to the upper right of Elnath and 8.8 degrees to the upper left of Aldebaran, the constellation's brightest star. Mars passes Aldebaran on December 26 and again on January 30, 2023. Farther westward, bright Jupiter is about halfway up in the south-southeast. The planet is moving eastward in front of Pisces' dim stars. Notice the stars Deneb Kaitos, meaning the tail of the sea monster, to Jupiter's lower left and Fomalhaut, meaning the mouth of the southern fish, nearly 20 degrees up in the south. Saturn, dimmer than Jupiter and Mars, but brighter than most stars tonight, is about 1/3 of the way up in the southwest. It is moving eastward compared to eastern Capricornus. The ringed wonder is 1.8 degrees to the upper right of Nashira. 2 hours after sundown, bright Jupiter is halfway up in the south, Mars is nearly 1/3 of the way up in the east, and Saturn is less than 1/3 of the way up in the southwest. This display of outer planets continues each evening through early February, 2023. Venus, Mercury, and the Moon join them beginning December 24. The Moon covers or occults Eta Leonis, Eta Leo, from the eastern US, southwestern Europe, and Africa. By the time the Moon rises in Chicago, the occultation is ending. For more details, see this source. At 11:19 p.m. CST, when Jupiter is low in the western sky from Chicago, Jupiter's great red spot is in the center of the planet in the southern hemisphere. Sky watchers farther westward see the planet higher in a clearer sky.